seems to be more women working in the trade side here in the college. I work upstairs on the BTEC, the academic part, I lecture here. And in the 7 years I've been here, I've taught 3 women. But on the trades, I seem to be seeing lots of ladies. There's 3 painters here. You know, there's a couple of plumbers. There's more women coming into the trades yet. But the academic side, and I think that's the schools, that's the starting point, isn't it? Education, that you can go on and it seems to be changing, but it's so slow.
It's so slow. It's so slow. And what will happen? Okay, so we'll encourage all these 11-year-olds, by the time they're 18, to choose the trade, and then they'll all go into college. But then, if that college is not geared up for them, and then if the employment side of it is not geared up for it, there's a huge disjoint. So all these girls are encouraged and women are encouraged, they go into colleges and then they basically leak back out of the system. And that was why I set up Stopcox, because I could see it happening. We still are getting emails, you know, can you give me an apprenticeship? And we can't give apprenticeships because if I were to do an apprenticeship, then I would be tied. And Stopcox couldn't be tied to one place because it couldn't help people if it was tied to one place. And that's why I set it up like I did. What my dream is for Stopcox in this country, in England and hopefully Wales and anywhere else globally, is that we have the women, as it is, Stopcox as it is now is only 3 years old. So the women that are there are building their businesses. I'm hoping that in the next couple of years, those women are going to be ready to start helping the next generation, and they will be able to take apprentices. But at the moment, we're getting calls from students saying, you know, I've got 3 weeks left on my course. Can you give me an apprenticeship? So we're trying to find ways, and we've been talking about ways in Wales that people might be able to get around that disjoint. Just to get your assessments, because once you're qualified, the world's your oyster. And that goes for other trades as well, not just plumbing.
What we need then is a Charlie dinner. Because it's all about celebrities, isn't it? You know,
a celebrity. Oh, that reminds me, actually. Just on the way here, we were tweeting with Sian Lloyd, and she did send you all coochies. You know what she meant.
She also sent kisses to the building bints in Bridgend.
Yes.
We met her at the Women in Construction conference last year. She was MC and she's great fun.
She's
really, really friendly. And
so she's a follower of Stopcox. She kept saying, Stopcox!
She's left Pimlico Plumbers. She's our customer.
She's ours, yeah.
Do you find it in the workplace that you get work because you're women? Because I'm a tiler, or will just starting now after my college course, and I have been told by my lecturers etc. at college that actually there are a lot of women out there that would prefer women.
Yeah, and this is a question that gets asked all the time. I mean, because we market ourselves as women plumbers, there's no surprises on the doorstep, you know, because people say, what happens when people open the door and there's a woman there? So, well, they called us because we are women. And it was very important to me that we marketed ourselves as women. In fact, when I first started, I tried to advertise in the Yellow Pages, and they said to me, you can't say you're a woman. And I said, why not? And they said, because it might compromise your safety. So I didn't advertise with them, but the next week, Thompson Local came round and said, I saw your card in the wine bar down the road, and I looked in the thing, and you're not in it. So why aren't you in it? And he came round and I said, because I'm not allowed to say I'm a woman. And he said, of course you are. And so, you know, they won my business and Yellow Pages lost out. But I always say that you should say that you're a woman in the trade, because it's not just women by any means who want a woman. It's guys who don't want another man in their house. It's guys who want someone who will take care of their property. Fussy guys and hippie guys who think they should. So, you know, there's only a very small sector of men who wouldn't benefit or hire a woman plumber, and those are bigots, and we don't want them anyway.
So there's no real need for my marketing now. I would market anywhere. There's no real need.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the thing is that 80% of all buying decisions are made by women anyway, whether they're, you know, single or whatever. You know, it's them that have to deal with the house that's been left after the tradesperson has gone. It's them that probably, usually, I mean, maybe I am stereotyping, but it would usually be the woman who would say, I can't stand this bathroom, let's have another one. Whereas the bloke would just say, well, taps work, toilet works, fine. I don't care what it looks like. There are some men who do care what it looks like, but, you know, most of the customers, be they single or not single, are women. For anything, not just for trades, for anything. So, no, go out there and sow your tiling seed. Go ahead. Do it everywhere. In fact, you can work with a plumber because, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were talking earlier about the power of Twitter and social media.
Oh, yeah.
So I just wanted to ask how that's helped your business grow.
Well, when I started Stockhouse, and still to this day, I say to the plumbers, it's really important to market yourself. And we're now marketing training. We talk about using social media. Now, we have been using social media. I've been using social media since it started because I kind of was ahead of the game. As soon as people had websites, I had a website. And so there are still some plumbers out there who don't have an email address. You know, the trades seem to be very backwards in that kind of way. Although give them a brand new tool and they'll be out there. You know. So I was ahead of the game in that respect. And as soon as Twitter came out, we were like tweeting away. And what we say to our plumbers is that our role as kind of the mothership, if you like, is to get the name of Stockhouse out to the world and to the public. And so we're at this level, and we basically can tweet with anybody now. Like we said, we are tweet pals with Sean Lloyd. We're tweet pals with Jane Garvey from Radio 4. She's retweeted us. It's just that, I'm going to see a quite famous female Labour MP tomorrow, who found us via Twitter. And Twitter has brought everybody close to you. So use Twitter. Get yourself a Twitter name and use it.
We also get customers, and you can respond if there are local tweet-ups. So usually an hour for a specific day in a local area, different businesses will tweet one another, which gets your name out within your local area.
Yeah.
And that can be very useful, and it's free.
It's free.
And you advertise the other businesses, and the other businesses advertise you, and it's just a bit of, it's networking.
Yeah, it's networking online. It's word of mouth online. Now, one of the things that we realised about social media, Facebook, Twitter, and all these things, is that it's about, if somebody on Facebook, a friend of yours on Facebook says, oh, I use this plumber, then their friends are seeing it. So it's like you talking to your friends and saying, I've just used a brilliant plumber. And a lot of, I've got a journalist friend, and she's on there every single day saying, I'm looking for these people to interview. And before you know it, she's got them. So social media is a fantastic and free tool, and it's very feminine, because it's about what we like, and we're talking to our friends about. It's not about me advertising and saying, look at me, I'm brilliant. It's about somebody else saying, this person is brilliant. You're more likely to listen to the person if they tell you that they've used somebody brilliant, rather than me just telling you I'm brilliant myself.
It's building and developing and maintaining quality relationships.
Yeah.
And it's recommendations.
Yes, yes.
Which is exactly what Hattie says. Women are great at that.
Yeah.
We know women who've started up great networks in the UK for business, women who are now starting to create similar networks for men, because men struggle with doing it.
Yeah.
They do networking, but they don't actually know how to do it.
The other month I was on a tube, and sitting opposite me were two men. and sitting at the end of the carriage were two women. And the two men were like this. They were talking to each other, blah, 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 about whatever they were talking about, but neither of them looked at each other. They both sat like that, but they were having a conversation and doing whatever they were doing on their phones. And I thought that was really interesting, because I looked at the end of the carriage and there were two women, and they were like on the edge of their seats, looking at each other and just laughing and like, you know, touching each other and talking to each other like this. And I just looked at it, I just thought, it's such a different way of communicating. There's nothing wrong with either way, but it's just so different. And if you understand the way people communicate with each other, you can get to any sector that you want. So, you know, social media is like that. It's just a way of understanding how people communicate with each other. So hopefully that's an answer to the question.